Hey guys, welcome back to a brand new Ninjago video here on the channel. My name is TannerFishies. In today's video, we are going to be spending some time talking about this article right here, brought to us by brickfanatics.com, and it is called, Lego Ninjago Monstrosity Series Expands for fans of all ages. And by the way, this website has a bajillion ads on it, so try your best to ignore the ads. I am trying my best to ignore the ads. I do want to, again, spend some time talking about this article because it goes into detail surrounding the upcoming Ninjago Legends Kai's Monstrous Journey series, which, again, kind of just came out of nowhere, and to me, it is very confusing as to why it even exists in the first place, and we will talk about, again, the intent behind this series momentarily, but like I said, this article does come courtesy of brickfanatics.com. More specifically, this one was written by Jack Yates, so shout out to Jack Yates, shout out to Brick Fanatics, and also this is a few days old. I was out of town, just got back recently, so now I actually have time to cover new stuff, but let's talk about it here. Let's just read through this article, and again, try your best to ignore the bajillion ads. The Ninjago Legends Monstrosity short series released earlier this summer saw Ninjago explore its most mature setting yet, targeting the most experienced of its fans. Dog, really? Targeting the most experienced of its fans in a canon prequel story to Dragon's Rising, Kai's quest in the Land of Monsters isn't quite over yet, though, as the LEGO Ninjago team will be expanding on the realm in a new campaign that will contrastingly appeal to all ages. Yeah, so to me, that's the most confusing part. Why did we start Ninjago Legends with this super mature setting and this very mature vibe, but now we are switching things over to something that can appeal to all ages? Again, we will talk about that here in a second. A teaser for the 3 Kai's Monstrous Journey episodes was shared with LEGO fan media during a recent roundtable interview, hinting at the action to come. The key art provided also confirms the return of Dayton from Ninjago Monstrosity, aka the Guardian Dragon. That is true, Dayton is on the poster front and center, and again, considering that she was still alive at the end of Ninjago Legends Monstrosity, logic would dictate that she would be in this new series. And of course, 3 episodes are Forest of Teeth, releasing July 31st, The Ruins, releasing August 7th, and Queen of the Monsters, releasing August 14th. So again, those are your release dates. I will be reviewing probably each episode individually. The reason I did not do that with Legends Monstrosity was because they released all of those episodes like all at once in one video. So like I said in that review, talk about them all at once. But this series I might tackle individually just because they are releasing, of course, 1 week after each other, and they will be animated by Liquid Animation, who tackled the Wildfire episodes from this time last year. Okay, so if you guys don't remember, we had this series last year, which was canon, telling the story of Wildfire after Kai got sacrificed to Nether Space. Same animation studio, though I must say, I liked the animation in this series a lot more than whatever is going on in this series. The animation in this series, I don't know, to me at least, looks a little more rough. It is inspired by Japanese woodblock prints. Not entirely sure what that means, but still, like I said, the animation does look a little bit rough just given the trailer that we've seen. A lot of Ninjago fans have been saying as well that the animation looks kind of cheap, almost looks very fan-made. Again, another contrast to Ninjago Legends Monstrosity, which had rather gorgeous animation. And of course, a very unique art style. With Kai's Monstrous Journey tying into the LEGO magazine and website, and with both of those platforms targeted at a younger audience than the original Monstrosity episodes, it's clear that this new campaign is expanding the Land of Monsters to, again, appeal to that younger audience. It's something that the team was eager to explore after the more mature episodes of Monstrosity. Yeah, I don't know, to me, this just kind of seems like, again, we are trying so hard to get back to the status quo of what Ninjago is and always was. I don't know, I think taking a more mature approach is a very bold idea. Maybe they weren't super confident in that idea idea. We created the land of monsters because of the aged up content where everything was in jeopardy and everything was going to eat you, and we love that, said writer and producer Doc Wyatt. We know him. But the thing is, as a kid, I loved monsters, and as an adult, I love monsters still. I think there's something so appealing about monsters. They have this attitude of raising the stakes and having so much jeopardy, danger, fear, and that's thrilling. Yeah, I agree, but like, again, that maturity, why are we stepping away from that? We can't forget, though, that 5-year-old Doc Wyatt loved monsters too. Let's let monsters be for everybody, and we have the opportunity in the LEGO format to tell that wide range of stories because Ninjago isn't an age group, it's a world. I do agree with that. That again, Ninjago is for everyone. My whole thing, though, is we already have like years worth of Ninjago content that is for everyone, right? I liked the opportunity to step away from that. I liked the chance to see something, you know, more mature, something fresh, something innovative, something new. And again, with this series, it kind of just seems like we are, you know, stepping back to what Ninjago always was instead of tackling some type of bold new direction. I totally get, again, what Doc Wyatt is saying here. I'm just like not entirely sure if I agree so much, if that makes sense, because again, we have years worth of Ninjago content that is for everyone. Then again, if you really wanted to, again, have the Land of Monsters tie into the main Ninjago storyline, you might want to go ahead and make the monster stuff easy and accessible for everyone. Then again, my whole thing with that is, well, Legends Monstrosity, while it was mature, it wasn't that mature. You could very much still show that to a child, I feel. I mean, I don't have children, but it definitely wasn't like the most mature thing ever. It showed up on the YouTube Kids app on the LEGO YouTube channel. So clearly it's not that mature, right? But still, again, this is more so just a more family-friendly and a more wide-range approach to, you know, the monstrous journey stuff. Just because Kai's monstrous journey aims to appeal to a younger portion of Ninjago's audience doesn't mean it's going to be less interesting for older fans, though. It will still be worthwhile for the longtime fans to tune in, especially for the promise of a long-awaited character's return and some significant lore drops. Okay, so we talked about this as well in a previous video, the idea of a long-awaited character coming back. Curious to see who that is. It does kind of sound like it's not going to be someone from Ninjago Legends Monstrosity. That's what I was thinking, you know, when we initially heard that there was going to be an older character coming back. A lot of us, myself included, just kind of assumed they were talking about someone from Monstrosity, like Dayton the Guardian Dragon, but it does kind of sound like it's going to be a long-awaited character's return. Maybe someone significant to Kai, maybe someone like Skylar, would not mind that. Then again, I probably would prefer if Skylar showed up in the modern Dragons Rising setting, just because if she shows up here, might raise more questions than answers. Let's see. Aging doesn't mean dumbing down, expanded writer Kevin Burke. It doesn't mean that the story is less thrilling. It's just for a broader audience than the Monstrosity episodes are. It wasn't that we took Monstrosity and thought we should make it less exciting. We just wanted a slightly different tone. Ninjago's fan base is getting older and younger as it expands. We need to address all of that. Everyone should be able to share in these great stories. And then, while no further details were shared on this mysterious returning character, it was mentioned that it was someone that older Ninjago fans have been curious about for a long time. The presence of this character is an example of how the team have worked to ensure that Kai's monstrous journey will appeal to those older fans as well, as explained by writer, Matt Danner. Okay, so yeah, this mysterious returning character, it could be, you know, Skylar, like I said, it could be someone different. It's something that Ninjago fans have been curious about for a long time. So again, more so hinting that it will be an older character and not just someone from Monstrosity. That does excite me. But again, I just feel like, you know, I do want to give, of course, the Ninjago writers the benefit of the doubt. Don't get me wrong. But I just kind of feel like this is more so just a, you know, just an inclusion, you know, like, don't worry about this being less mature than Monstrosity. We have an older character coming back. Like, here, see, it is something, there is something in here for you. I don't know. That's just kind of how it comes off to me. It comes off as, like, not necessarily cheap, because I have to wait and see, like, you know, how the series will handle this returning character. But if it's just a cameo for the sake of a cameo, that might, you know, be a little questionable, to say the least. But I will reserve all judgment until I see the episodes. Again, I just don't really enjoy the idea of, hey, this is monstrosity, but like diet monstrosity. You know what I'm saying? Moving on down a little bit more here, we have one thing that we wanted to do, even with this mysterious character that we're talking about, is create a bunch more opportunities for stories in the land of monsters by exploring little snippets that can then branch out story-wise into more adventures overall, said Matt. This is an attempt to give us the ability to tell more stories in this space for whatever age group we want to target. There's nothing young about the action in this. It's very sophisticated. Rachel and her team did a great job choreographing some cool ninja fights and monster battles, yada yada yada. Okay, so it does kind of sound like it will have some cool action, but again, the animation has received some criticism for being a little, again, sheep looking, but I don't know, maybe in action, it'll look a lot better. We've only seen a few snippets of the animation from this series, so I'm sure there will be more stuff that we haven't seen just yet. And it'll be interesting to see whether the contents of the Guardian Dragon and the Fire Knight mech tie into Kai's monstrous journey. We will know for sure when the new episodes start to be released later this month, of course. Yeah, I mean, considering that this series is more so all but confirmed to take place after Monstrosity, I don't think the Fire Knight mech is coming back because he's kind of dead. Guardian Dragon, of course, that character is going to appear. We pretty much know that for certain, again, just given the poster. So, I mean, surely some of this content will tie into Kai's monstrous journey. Maybe not so much on this side, probably more so over on this side. But with that being said, everyone, that's going to pretty much wrap it up for my thoughts here on this article. Once again, brought to us by brickfanatics.com, more specifically Jack Yates. I don't know, my personal thing about this entire series is I still don't necessarily have the highest hopes for it. However, maybe it'll surprise me. Maybe it'll be amazing. I am, again, going to go into it with a fair and open mindset, and I will be reviewing each and every episode of this series on the channel when they come out here very soon. First episode releases in about 10 days as of the time of recording this video, and we will definitely be reviewing this series in full, so stay tuned for my thoughts on that. I'm just saying I'm kind of, worried about this series, I guess you can say. It still doesn't make the most sense to me. I mean, I get why they're doing it. It just feels weird, that this is supposed to be connected to Monstrosity, which, I really enjoyed because of how different it was. This just kind of feels like, oh, we differed too much. We need to return to what Ninjago is, but I don't know. Those are just my thoughts. Of course, once again, check out the article if you want for yourself. I will link it down below in the description. And until next time, thank you so much for watching. Leave all of your thoughts down below in the comments. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you guys did, feel free to like and subscribe. Do all that fun stuff, and I will talk to you guys again very, very soon. Peace.